with me in studio is Coach Michael Carr. Jamaica has 6 medals going into day 6 of these championships that conclude on Sunday, the 21st of September. And of course, there are prospects for other medals as well. This morning's action starts with the women's 5,000 meter heat, not 500,000 meter heat. That's around the planet several times. 5,000 meter heat. And of course, the first event in which Jamaicans are featured is the women's high jump that features national record holder Lamara Diston, who has jumped as high as 2 meters. In fact, she's the only Jamaican to have cleared 2 meters in the high jump. She comes in with a season's best of 1 meters 92 and has been struggling this year. She told me that she's struggling with her approach, which is a significant part of the jump. And because she's not been able to get it right for the last couple of seasons, actually, I think she changed coaches as well. I'm not quite sure, but I think what she told me at trials was that she is faster now on her approach, and that requires that additional adjustment, which is significant. Of course, so that comes up at about 5:15 a.m. In the men's javelin final, even though there are no Jamaicans involved, there are a number of Caribbean athletes involved. Anderson Peters, for example, who has recovered enough to throw a season's best of 89 meters 53. He goes in the final. That will also features Keyshawn Walcott of Trinidad and Tobago, who's thrown 86.3 meters this year. I remember Keyshawn Walcott is a 2012 Olympic champion and the 2016 bronze medalist, and he's been getting gradually better. Changed coaches recently and is training primarily in Germany and doing quite well and seemingly getting back to his best. But let's hope our Caribbean neighbors have a good day in the men's javelin. The women's 800 meters come up at 5:58 a.m. and that features a number of Jamaican and Caribbean athletes. Of course, in Heat 1 is the gold medal favorite, Keely Hodgkinson, who has run 154.74, coming off injury and almost not competing for most of the season. She comes in as the medal favorite, gold medal favorite. But also in Heat 2 is Adele Tracy, who has gone at 2 minutes and 0.21 seconds so far this year. In Heat 3, Kellyanne Beckford of Jamaica, who's gone 2 minutes, just over 2 minutes as well. And Shafika Maloney of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, who was 4th at the Olympics in Paris last year. In Heat number 7, Jamaica's perennial national champion Natalia Gould, who has gone as fast as 158.43 this year, and who holds the national record of 155.96. Unfortunately, she doesn't seem to be able to pull the trigger when it comes to major championships. Let's hope that she's able to do so this time, notwithstanding the fact that she's not 100%. She has an injury issue. I can tell you what is called an IT band, and I think Coach Carr can probably explain to you a little bit later on what that situation is. And of course, so I'm putting you on the spot for that one. The women's triple jump features Shanika Ricketts and Akeelia Smith, who have advanced to the finals. Of course, Ricketts 14.64 is her season's best. She's going to need to improve upon that significantly if she's to contend for a medal. And Akeelia Smith, 14.44 meters this year is her best effort. So we're hoping that she performs and competes well. Maybe a new personal best would be sufficient for her to leave these championships with. Then the big ones start to come up. The men's 200-meter semifinals come up at approximately 7:02 a.m. with Christopher Taylor in heat number 1 that features Alexander Ogondo of Dunrep, Kenny Bednarek of the United States, and Wade Van Niekerk of South Africa. In heat number 2, you have Brian Lavelle, the man who had tongues wagging yesterday. He takes on the likes of Courtney Lindsay and Leslie Tobogo, and Goat, the Australian sensation who is setting the world alight with his performances at 17 years old. In heat number 3, Adrian Carr is up against Andre DeGrasse, Daniel Hughes, and Noah Lyles, and this is going to be quite a challenge for him to advance, but let's wish him all the best. The women's 200-meter semifinals follow at 7:24 a.m. with Sharika Jackson, the national champion and second fastest woman of all time, going up in heat number 1, along with Anthony Strawn of the Bahamas and the Diamond League champion Brittany Brown as well in heat 2. Ashanti Moore, who has expressed significant amount of confidence so far this season, running a time of 22:31 as a season best. She goes up against Dina Asher-Smith and the 100-meter champion Melissa Jefferson-Wooden, who is now favorite to win the 200-meter title as well, with a season's best time of 21:84. Tori Lewis of Australia also goes in that heat semifinal 2. In semifinal 3, Mackenzie Long of the United States takes on Anevia Battle, her countrywoman, as well as Mary Talou Smith and Daryl Nita of Great Britain. So that's women's 200 meters that come up at approximately 7:24 a.m. At 7:45 a.m. is the 800 meters men's semifinal that features Jamaican champion Tyrese Taylor, who has gone as far as fast as 1:43.74 this season. He is in a heat with the likes of Marco Arop, the American area record holder at 141.20, and of course the likes of Dajamel Sejati of Algeria, one of the best in the world this year and for the past couple of years as well. And in heat number 3, Navaski Anderson takes on the fastest man in the world this year and the second fastest man of all time, Emmanuel Wanyoni, Bryce Hoppel of the United States, and Masalela of Botswana, as well as Mohamed Atoui of Spain. It's a stacked semifinal heat. And the 400, of course, now that gives way to 2 races that I think are highly anticipated this year. The men's 400 meter finals come up at 8:10 a.m. And that final features Jareem Richards of Trinidad and Tobago, Jacori Patterson of the United States, Epi of Botswana, Kebinashipi of Botswana, Rasheen McDonald of Jamaica, Nene of South Africa, Endori of Botswana, and Nakajima of Japan. That race promises to be exciting and actually fireworks. I'm expecting that race because there's so many. It's a wide open race as far as I'm concerned, and it could mean the several permutations could come to play here. The Africans could sweep, the Botswanans could sweep, the Jamaican could probably be a factor in this race because the times are so close and the performances of such a high standard that many expect a cracker in that event. And approximately 14 minutes later, in the final event of the day, is a race in which, well, the entire world is talking. That will feature 3 ladies who many believe will push each other to extraordinary levels of performance. We're talking about Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone, who's set a new U.S. national record of 48.29 in the previous round. She takes on Bahrain's Salwa Ad Nassar, who Raymond Casey Graham here, who just joined us in studio, used to be a coach of. And Marielle Paulino, the Olympic champion. Now, you remember, Salwa is the world champion from 2019 when she shocked Shani Miller-Weibo to win that race quite impressively in the 3rd fastest time in history, 48.14. And Marlene Paulino, who ran 48.17 to win the Olympic title last year. Sydney McLaughlin just outside of those times, but based on what we saw in the semi-final round, she looks like she's ready to break the 47-second barrier. Many people are talking about the world record. I don't think she gets the world record. I think that's the bridge too far for even her right now. But subsequently, if she continues, who knows? Because Sydney McLaughlin is not... She's the farthest thing from human that you can think about. She's not normal, and you have to give credit where credit is due. Of course, Nikisha Price also runs in that final. She runs out of lane 2 with a personal best of 48.57, a time that she will have to run here to be in the conversation for a medal, but it might not be enough. She's run a best of 49.46 this year. Rat Rose ran in the semifinals. Henrietta Diego of Norway is also in lane 3. Roxana Gomez of Cuba runs out of lane 4. Amber Anning of Great Britain, the indoor champion and European champion, I think, as well. She runs out of lane 6. And Natalia Kazmarek. I'm using Kazmarek because I can't handle her. I'm being honest. I've tried. I can't. She runs out of lane 8 with a season's best time of 49.67. So that's the lineup for this morning. And of course, looking forward to a day of lots of excitement and the possibility of medals. Maybe not, but certainly an opportunity to position ourselves, our Jamaican athletes to position themselves for medals. And of course, so now we're going to be talking to, well, Casey Graham just joined us. I'm going to have to wait a little bit. Coach Carr, we talked about Natalia Gould's IT band issue that has been plaguing her all season. As a coach, you probably would have experienced athletes with similar issues. What exactly is the IT band issue?
Okay, morning to all the listeners and viewers. The IT, what's called the IT band. It is right at the hip, the joining of the hip and the leg right there. There's a nerve thing inside there. Sometimes that is what you call locked. And you have to perform a certain type of
a technique.
Yeah, to free it up, which the physios normally know exactly how to do that. And it affects the movement of the leg because it's right at the hip. And you know the hip joint there, that affects everything with the big muscles and all of that. So that is the area right by the hip at the side, not at the front, at the side, that connects, like I said, the hip bone to the thigh bones. There's some nerves thing inside there. So that is where the IT band is. I just say it's a band which joins them together inside there.
A band of muscle, I suppose.
Yeah, muscle and nerve and stuff inside there.
And it causes, when it's impacted like that, it causes numbness and it limits your mobility because then you can't move
As you
freely.
talk about that, just to go back a few years ago, I had an experience. I had an athlete who reached the final at Champs. And in warming up, she could not get her knees up. She couldn't do anything. And, well, we sent her out still just to collect a point. She just finished the game. Now, when the race was finished, we went to the doctor. And all he did was just push his finger. It's like a key, and you pull in a lock.
Yeah.
And the doctor just pushed his finger within that area. And it's like, click.
And it freed up.
And it just free up, you know. But that's what that area is. Very sensitive, and it's an injury, or what should I say? Call it injury, but it's something that happens a lot to athletes. It's just to know
how to unlock it.
Yes, how to unlock it.
Casey Graham, Lamar Distin, just a couple of seasons ago, cleared 2 meters in the high jump. New national record. However, the last 2 seasons have been a bit of a struggle for her. She told me at the national championship that her approach, the primary problem has been her approach. She says she's faster now on the approach and it requires a significant amount of adjustment to make. Explain to our listeners what that means and how that works in terms of the approach and why that can be a struggle for an athlete, making that adjustment.
Okay, good morning to you all. Lamar has been struggling this season. She two seasons ago, she looked like a medalist in any championship. The high jump, very technical. You have to work on your run up. You have to get that to the tee. Once you do not get that, you're in problem. And sometimes most of these athletes, when they start to have problem with their run up, you can see it. They struggle, and you know it's a rhythm thing, rhythm. And if it's like hurdles, you have rhythm. If you lose that rhythm, you're in serious problem. And I realize that she is not the same athlete I've seen for the past 2. And I think this is where, but I think at this moment it's going to be very difficult at this level. Now it is high level competition to get it going. So unfortunately, she did not correct it enough during the circuit.
Yeah.
She was hardly in the Diamond League.
Yeah,
So,
because I think when she jumped at the national championship, because she didn't finish, I think she only cleared 1 meter 86, which is well below what her
personal-
usual standards
right,
are.
right.
And it's been frustrating for her. I can't tell you the first conversation I've had with her. It's driving her crazy, because there's a woman who's gone over 2 meters. She
True.
used to jump 1 meter 96, 1 meter 97
Consistently.
and now she struggles to get a meter 92, which is her
right.
season's best. So, you know, is that something that eventually you think she'll be able to work out, or is it something that's going to be a longer term issue?
It can be worked on, but not for this championship. Going forward,
Yeah.
she will have to just,
Just to add something though, if you notice, the jumpers run in a kind of
Slant.
J run.
Yeah.
slanted.
Now, you see that last 5 steps, it's very, very important. And that is where they lose whatever. If they are too quick, like what's happening to her, she's going to reach to the bar, kind of under the bar. So it affects her takeoff, basically.
Ability to elevate.
Yeah, exactly. So that is one of the problems
But
there.
I would say she's very talented.
Very talented.
She has a class, but it will have to be a long term.
Yeah.
She will have to get back
Yeah,
to
you
the
don't
drawing
just
board
make adjustment like that.
I remember when she just went to Texas A&M, and I remember having a conversation with John Muir about her, and John Muir said she's the most talented high jumper in Jamaica. And she was just out of high school at the time. And she's manifested this because NCAA titles and, of course, a new national record of 2 meters. No other Jamaican woman has ever gone that high. So, you know, clearly the talent is there, but these challenges, these technical challenges do arise in careers, especially for these technical events. You know, of course, the 800-meter women, the heats come up this morning. Casey Graham, talk to me, you know, Adele Tracy, Kellyanne Beckford, Natalia Gould. How do you fancy their prospects of advancing from their respective heats?
Okay, I must say Kellyanne Gould has an outstanding chance of advancing to the next round. Then I don't know what will happen from that. But I don't think Adele Tracy and Kellyanne, they have not been in any sort of they were fortunate to get in on the
quota system.
So I do not expect anything from them. I don't expect any of them to move out of the first round. But Natalia Gould, you know, she's experienced. She's not having a good year.
We were just talking about the injuries that she's been having.
Yeah, she has been. Yeah, but she's a champion, and she has a lot of ambition, and I know she will at least try her best to move on to at least the second round. And I expect her to go to the second round.
And when you look at it too, in the heats, all ladies, they're all for the season. They are 2 minutes. Their best time for the season is
over
2
2
minutes,
minutes, yeah.
over 2 minutes.
Yeah.
While the others are 1 minute and 1 minute and. So that again too will create a problem for them.
All right. We'll continue the conversation after this break, and we'll be right back with more from Tokyo.
Tune in to Cliff Hughes Online with George Davis on Friday, September 19 from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. as we broadcast live from the Jamaica Agribusiness Investment Forum at the Montego Bay Convention Center. Under the theme, Sustainable Agribusiness, Global Reach, Local Impact, this international forum will showcase investment opportunities, flagship projects, and the official deal book. Over 600 in-person attendees and 1,000 virtual participants, including investors, agri-entrepreneurs, policymakers, and global leaders. Don't miss the chance to be part of Jamaica's agricultural transformation. So tune in to Cliff Hughes Online with George Davis, Friday, September 19 from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's the Jamaica Agribusiness Investment Forum at the Montego Bay Convention Center. Catch us live on YouTube at Nationwide 90 FM Live 2, or turn your radios to Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. This broadcast is brought to you by Agro Investment Corporation, Jamaica Stock Exchange, the Coconut Industry Board, Walkerswood, the Jamaica Customs Agency, Jamaica Special Economic Zone Authority, and Jamaica Agricultural Regulatory Authority, JACRA.
Come into the parlor, there's a welcome there for you.
Welcome to the Mayor's Parlor with Desmond McKenzie.
From 1 to 6 p.m. every Sunday, you'll now get more of your favorite vintage music.
Put your head on my shoulder.
Nationwide 90 FM will transform your Sunday into a musical time machine that will take you way back.
Come on, let's go back in time.
This magic moment.
Journey into yesteryear with Desmond McKenzie in the Mayor's Parlor.
I've got the music to jog your memory and make you smile.
Put your sweet lips a little closer to the phone.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy the best in vintage music.
Come into the Mayor's Parlor every Sunday between 1 and 6 p.m. here on Nationwide 90 FM, a revolution in media.
Those oldies but goodies reminds me of you.
You're listening to Nationwide's live coverage of the 2025 World Championships in Tokyo, Japan.
Back to Nationwide's coverage of the 2025 World Athletics Championships in Tokyo, Japan. We're in day 6, Thursday, September 18th. Jamaica has 6 medals so far, 1 gold, 4 silver, and a bronze medal. I think many people would have been wondering how many medals Jamaica would be earning at these championships. I said 6 to 10. There are people who are saying 8 to 10 or 8, 9, 7, 8. Some people are saying 14 to 15. I don't know where those medals are coming from, but hey, you know, delusion is a real thing. But guys, before the break, before I get into previewing some of the events coming up today, I'm assuming that not everybody understands what the quota system is. Casey just mentioned it a while ago. Let me try to explain in a very basic way. Each event at the World Athletics Championships or the Olympic Games have a certain amount of athletes that they're allowed in to compete. There is a qualification standard. Those athletes who meet that standard win automatic qualification to the championships, as long as they meet the other criteria, like winning their national championships or selected to their country's teams. However, not all athletes meet that standard. So what happens then is that there are a quota, a number of athletes that the organizing bodies will allow in for that event. So for some events it might be 32 athletes. For some events it's like what, 40?
48.
I think it's 48 athletes.
And if we go further, if for example Jamaica does not use its quota, another country can use that quota.
Yeah. So let's say the cutoff is 32 athletes or 48 athletes. So all the next best athletes based on their performance rankings are then allowed in on that quota. That's basically what the quota is. But guys, let's look ahead to the many people are talking about the events that people are talking about most, especially in the last 18 hours, is the men's 200 meters and the women's 200 meters, as well as the 400 meter finals coming up today. Let's start with the men, because Brian Level, I saw on social media last night, on Reels, on YouTube, on everywhere, everybody was talking about Brian Level. And one of the things that came up in the conversation, I find a consistent thread, especially among those pundits who are overseas, because some of them I'm convinced did not see the race, saying that could Brian Level have been running too fast, too early? Casey Graham, you're the cautiously optimistic man.
Indeed.
Yeah. Did he run too fast, too early?
He seems to have a lot in reserve, but as I said earlier, he does not have the experience of, say, at Tebogo and those guys who have been there and done that. And running in 1984, how much faster can he get now? And he's going to up against that Tebogo in the semi-final. The mindset could be different here. In his prelim, he had nobody to run, and he just went out and did what he had to do. But I'm not getting over the moon yet. He looked good, because he didn't run in the curve. He didn't run the curve hard.
Well, he did tell us that he stopped running at the top of the straight, which is about 80 meters.
But the others now, how much can we get from the others? See the Tebogo, the Bednarik, and the Lyles. I will have to wait. It's just the first round, and people always tend not to push themselves. And with experience, could he be not having that experience? Let's see what he will do after the first round.
All right, so Coach Carr, I know you have a divergent, an opposing opinion or contrarian opinion. The energy that you save is crucial as you advance into competitions. When an athlete tells you that they stop running 120 meters into a race as long as the 200 and had not exerted any energy the last 80 meters, could it just be that he's in that just good a form that he doesn't even realize how fast he was going? And he did say it, that he stopped running at the top of the curve, which is about 120 meters, which means that he would have been conserving a lot, because all he said he did was lift his knees and go through the line. And you saw where he stopped about 15 meters from the line, literally walks across the line. Give me your take as a coach. If you saw that, would you have thought that, or be thinking that the athlete maybe went too fast too early?
Not necessarily, because the time he got, as he said, he stopped running at the top of the straight, which means that it was just momentum
that was carrying him.
That's carrying him through. Now, again, he probably running on the advice. You have to remember too, he's probably running on the advice from his coach to say exert X amount and X amount. And I believe that he has a lot more in the tank. And I say, remember, he's coming in with the fastest time for the season out of everyone.
Well, the third fastest.
Third fastest, basically, right? And as Casey said, though, inexperience can play a part. But I am depending on his coach to guide him along that path, because I think she has some experience, So I'm expecting that. But I don't think he ran too fast, because he did not exert that amount of energy. So he still would have some in reserve.
Yeah, because the thing that I think impressed a lot of people was the clear lack of effort that he exerted, especially down the straight.
Yes, gentlemen, we have seen this in the past already, where athletes look, many before him have looked like this earlier and failed to carry that momentum. It's not the first time. I've seen this in the past, so we have to be careful. We
not disagreeing with you
get too excited. We just have to wait, because I've seen some people run preliminary and say, wow, they can give that person a medal, and by the time it comes to the final, it's a different thing.
Yeah, I agree. Look, let's use the women's 400 meters where Stacey Ann Williams running 49.59, coming back and running 50.3 in the semi-final round.
Right.
The thing with it, though, is that when we looked at what Brian Level has done this season, 19.79 at the Racers Grand Prix in a slightly heavy wind, 2.5 meters per second, and 19.69.
And his 100 speed is good too, 982.
Yeah, 982, and clearly he's in shape to go faster. No, it clearly seems that, because the ease at which he ran past Goat, who's a 99 man, and he got past him within the first few steps.
The first time I'm really seeing Goat. I hear all this crazy thing about Goat.
No, but he's 17 years old.
Yeah, no, but people, the other side, they are taking time with him. This is a senior stage, so
take him next now.
I don't see the big wow behind him.
Yeah, but remember, it's like Bolt in 2004. Remember, Bolt went to the Olympics and there was all this expectation.
I was there.
And then Bolt, he got his A handed to him in the East.
Yeah, right. So Goat will have to, his time will come.
Yeah.
So he's a Goat kid.
No, not a Goat kid, he's a kid.
Oh, he's a kid.
Yeah, but Goat, I mean, clearly he's a talent. He's run 1984 winded. He's run a number of 20.02s. He's quick.
His potential is good.
Yeah, at 17, you have to give him.
But, so the thing about it is that for me, the ease at which Level dominated that heat tells me that he's in incredible shape. And possibly, if he can replicate that for the next two rounds, who knows?
So what are you saying, gentlemen? If you had gone out hard yesterday, you could run 19.4.
Well, Casey, I mean, on the evidence of what we saw, it's very possible. I mean, but would he need to run 19.4 the heats?
I don't know.
It's about qualifying, and he did enough to do that. So
based on what you guys are saying, it seems as if he's in a 19.4 shape. Based on what he did.
Yeah, but okay, you are the coach. Tell me what with your naked eye, what did you see? If he had gone full tilt,
maybe a 19.6.
No, Casey. No. I know you're cautiously optimistic.
Yeah.
You're telling me that somebody bouncing down 80 meters.
It's a bouncing. You guys bouncing
Casey,
what? Was he jogging?
The man virtually came to a walk.
The last
15 meters.
Well,
you tell me that only 2 cents of a second he takes off at that time?
That means he's in 1904, 93. He's a break Bolt record in or something.
No, we're not saying that. Bolt's record is 19.19.
I'm not getting excited until I see the semi-final.
Look, I'm not disagreeing with you about the cautious optimism. You know. What I'm saying is that you can't deny what your eyes are telling you. You know, we can always look at what comes subsequent to this performance, but in terms of what we saw, you can't tell me that 19.6 is what he would have run had he run full tilt here. Because if he stopped, look at it, Casey, you're our coach. Look at his arm drives. Look at everything. He was literally just using momentum to carry him home.
And we said it before. He said it too. That remember we said that as he came off of the corner, he just shut it down.
Yeah, he literally shut it down.
And then he came back and he said the same thing.
Yeah.
So, you know,
your eyes told you what you saw. I mean, I'm not delusional. I know what it's like. I mean, we've seen Bolt do some remarkable things on the track. That when he ran 9.89 in the semifinals and said now go normal, and he came back and ran 9.58 in the final. You know, so you're looking at a situation where your eyes are telling you what you're seeing, and I think all of us, although I'm not a coach, I think we're experienced enough to see that what we see from Brian Level tells us that he's potentially capable of going faster than his personal best of 19.69. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, let us see.
All right, so let's bring in Wayne here from Tokyo. Wayne, good evening to you. Good morning from here in Jamaica. I don't know if you've been hearing the conversation I've been having here, but talk to me. What are you seeing from Brian Level?
It's okay to be cautious, because history is replete with athletes running very, very fast or posting quick times in the opening rounds and just never come back. What's his name? Yashin is a good example. I keep talking about that 2015 when he ran under 44 seconds. I think it was 9 o'clock in the morning in Beijing. It was really steaming, and he just never came back. In fact, just the other night he came back and ran as close as possible to it 10 years later. So I understand the cautious nature of it. However, if you're going to deal with the individual cases, this case with Brian Level is different. Brian Level, if he needed to run 1950 last night, would have easily run 1950. What you saw last night was an athlete who is in superb form at the minute and is capable of anything. In fact, he believes that he's going to win this 200 meters tomorrow night, and who can doubt him? You know, he said it to us last night in the interview that he shut it down. And to forget what he said, you're watching it. We're all track and field watchers. You see, your eyes did not deceive you last night. What you saw was a youngster who came off the curve realizing that he was well ahead, miles ahead of people, and jog. And even the jog still looked like a sprint. He said it that he didn't even know he was
going that fast.
What it does, it tells you the kind of shape he's in. What you saw last night, it just simply told you what kind of shape this boy is in. And if he needs to run, if he needed 1950 last night, he could easily have run 1950. What we saw last night was just stunning. You know, today he called his manager. We were down the road today, and I don't know if he had anything to eat all day, but he was craving yogurt. And when they went to the counter to ask for yogurt at the place out the world, they said they didn't have any yogurt. His manager was running around town trying to get some yogurt. And somebody come across and they say, why yogurt? Why not something else? And I don't remember the explanation the manager gave. But I remember him saying, remember he's running tonight and there's 6 or 7 hours to go. So, and it was breaking it down. And the point I'm making is that these people pay the kind of attention to detail that these people pay. It's out of this world. And just to sit there and listen to them talk. I've spent a lot of time with him since I arrived there. I was at lunch with him one. In fact, he's the athlete that I spend most time with, and he hardly ever talks. But whenever he opens his mouth, he tells you, you get the impression this is a boy who is ready to blow the roof off the stadium if he needs to. I know people here who believe he's a favorite.
Yeah, well, they wouldn't be too far off. I mean, look, we understand that the Lyles and the Bednareks and the Tobogos who are the established stars in this event. And it would not be out of place to suggest that Brian Level lacks the experience or the nous to navigate the rounds and, of course, get to the final and actually win it. But we've seen in the past athletes come through and make have these breakthrough moments, and perhaps this could be one of them as well. We're not saying it's a nailed on reality. We're just saying it's plausible that this could happen.
Leighton, you draw an example a while ago. When I heard it, I wish I was the person who made that comment. In fact, I was thinking about it. That example of you saying in 2009 in Berlin, you guys would have seen him on the big screen when this picture came up in the stadium, and he said, "Nah, go down."
No, yeah.
When he came back in the mix zone that night, what he did in that mix zone, you guys only saw the normal in the stand. You see, it was bouncing. The guy came literally in the mix zone in a semi-final with the final 2 hours later. I was just bouncing. In other words, he couldn't wait for the 2 hours to come. He was in such great. And the other day they asked him, and they said, could you pinpoint a moment in your life when you think you were at the zenith in terms of your form? And that was, he pointed to that moment when he walked into the stadium and said, "Now, normal." It's a kind of feel, as you rightly say. There comes a moment sometimes in your life when you're just in a particular zone. I probably will never get back there.
Yep.
And that is why it's a shame that he's not going to run on the 4x1. Negotiations is still taking place. And today I asked, is he going to change his mind? Nope, it's not going to happen. Yep. Which is a shame. Just imagine him on the third leg. Just imagine him on the third leg.
Gentlemen, what about, he had nobody in his heat, right? Not even against people, say, at Tebogo, a Courtney Lindsay. What will be the mindset there now? Because you're against known athletes who are good in the 200 meter. What will be his mindset now? Yeah.
Very simple. Get to the final with very little, using up very little energy. Because when he gets to the final, there's no question about who will be there. Kung Fu, Noah, Tebogo might be there. And Casey, I hear Leighton say it, and I'm going to join him. I agree with your cautious posture. Nothing is wrong with it. In fact, it's perfectly placed because he is an inexperienced youngster who's just raw in talent, raw with speed, and buzzing with confidence at the minute. So I understand how cautious you are, and you ought to be, and I think we ought to be.
Yeah.
However, we also must understand, as Leighton said, there are times in the life of an athlete when he's so much into himself and ready to run, we just have to appreciate that moment. And I think Brian is in it right now.
All right. Let's take a quick break and come back here with more here from our coverage of the 2025 World Championships in Tokyo, Japan.
Tune in to Cliff Hughes Online with George Davis on Friday, September 19 from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. as we broadcast live from the Jamaica Agribusiness Investment Forum at the Montego Bay Convention Center. Under the theme, Sustainable Agribusiness, Global Reach, Local Impact, this international forum will showcase investment opportunities, flagship projects, and the official deal book. Over 600 in-person attendees and 1,000 virtual participants, including investors, agri-entrepreneurs, policymakers, and global leaders. Don't miss the chance to be part of Jamaica's agricultural transformation. So tune in to Cliff Hughes Online with George Davis, Friday, September 19 from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's the Jamaica Agribusiness Investment Forum at the Montego Bay Convention Center. Catch us live on YouTube at Nationwide 90 FM Live 2 or turn your radios to Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. This broadcast is brought to you by Agro Investment Corporation, Jamaica Stock Exchange, the Coconut Industry Board, Walkerswood, the Jamaica Customs Agency, Jamaica Special Economic Zone Authority, and Jamaica Agricultural Regulatory Authority, JACRA. Tune in to Nationwide 90 FM on Saturday, September 20 from 9 to 11 a.m. as we broadcast live from the International Coastal Cleanup Day 2025 at the Shipwreck Beach, Palisadoes, Port Royal. Be the change for our oceans. NEPA and the Urban Development Corporation will host the flagship cleanup from Port Royal. For 34 years, International Coastal Cleanup Day has united millions globally to fight marine litter. Together, we'll collect, record, and remove harmful waste, protecting marine life, livelihoods, and our coastlines. So tune in to Nationwide 90 FM for a live broadcast hosted by Pepita, Saturday, September 20 from 9 to 11 a.m. It's International Coastal Cleanup Day 2025 at the Shipwreck Beach, Palisadoes, Port Royal. Catch us live on our YouTube channel at Nationwide 90 FM Live 2 or turn your radios to Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. This broadcast is brought to you by the National Environment and Planning Agency, NEPA.
You're listening to Nationwide's live coverage of the 2025 World Championships in Tokyo, Japan.
Welcome back to Nationwide's coverage of the World Athletic Championships in Tokyo, Japan. Of course, before the break, we were talking about Brian Lavelle. And of course, the Wayne made the point about him not being available for the 4x1 relay. We've gone over the subject already, but just for those who may not be aware, Brian Lavelle and his management team have informed the Jamaican the team management that he is not going to be available for the relay for circumstances which we are not entirely clear on. But what I do know is that something happened in the recent past that has him, the athlete, and his management feeling like they were either slighted or, I don't know, this is a very overused term these days, disrespected. And as a result, they've chosen not to make themselves available for representation. My point of view is this. If the opportunity arises for him to compete, I think they should include him. Why? Because as management, as a country, we have an obligation to put our best team on the field of play. He has not done anything except he missed the relay camp, and we understand that. And that's a big factor, because you're not practicing with the team, then you're putting the team at risk. I understand that. But if there is an opportunity for them to include him, I think they should, because he is probably right now, and I've said this without fear of anybody disagreeing with me, is that he's possibly right now the fastest Jamaican in the world. And I say that notwithstanding Oblique Civil's 9.77. We saw him run 9.82 Brian just a few weeks ago. And in the form that he was in then, 19.69 just a couple of weeks later, it is not implausible to believe that he's in better shape now than he was then. 9.82 could easily translate to something faster than 9.77. And the 19.69, based on evidence of what we saw yesterday, clearly he is ready to run even faster. So, I understand the argument about setting a precedent, but not in every instance is going to be an opportunity for you to include possibly your fastest runner on a relay leg that will give your team a significant advantage.
And over the years, the JHA and the coaching staff, they have been criticized for not having a camp, a relay camp. Mm-hmm. You put something in place now, and somebody is not interested, you're going to set the wrong precedent. It doesn't matter how fast you are. There's a training camp and a relay camp, and you said you're not interested, right? So next year, if you do something like this now and put someone who was not in the camp, what happened next year?
Yeah, but
we have to set a system, and we have to go by the system.
And I agree with that in principle, but it is not every day that somebody who's going to demand a place in a relay team is going to be possibly the fastest man on your relay team. Like, let me give you an example. Put it this way. We've seen Kishane Thompson run 9.75 this year, run 9.82 in the championship. For second, Oblique Civil run 9.77. Let's go back for a few years and say this is Usain Bolt saying, he felt slighted by something and say I'm not running. And then perhaps change his mind at the last minute. You're not including him?
It's a different situation.
No.
Oh, you know
How
why?
is it different?
Because this is level camp, they made it clear that they are not interested in running the relay.
Yeah.
From the outset, we are not interested in running the relay, and we are not going to attend the training camp. That is two total different things.
Yeah, but what I'm saying to you, let's say he changes his mind. Are you then going to say you never come camp, so goodbye? We're going to throw an opportunity of winning a gold medal at the championships?
Yes.
Okay.
It's setting the wrong precedent.
All right.
That's why you have a training camp.
Yeah.
And we're the same people
who will complain.
For the years when athletes don't go to training camp, we quarrel.
Yeah. Let's give you a chance to weigh in here. What are your thoughts?
Put it this way. I think Casey Graham is making a very good point.
Absolutely.
Because if you inform the authorities from the outset that you have no interest, and then come to change, you can't be in charge and not in charge you know that the camp is required for you to practice. And the reason why you were not included in the practice squad is because you told them that you're not interested. No, I'm going ahead and practice with who I have and put my mind to it. All of a sudden, you come back to tell me that you're ready. I don't think it is right.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Wayne. If they did not want him there, why would they be still negotiating with him to run?
They want him there. He doesn't want to be there.
That's my point.
Because even now, even today, I'm speaking to you. They're still trying to get him to run because they understand how important he is to this relay squad. The point is, Leighton, I understand why Brian doesn't want to run. Do I agree with it? Maybe not, but I understand why he doesn't want to run. And even today I said, is he going to change his mind? They said, no chance.
Okay.
No chance. So I don't even know where it come from that he's changed his mind. Has that been official?
No. We're not saying he's changed his mind. What I'm saying is that in the event that he does,
it's not going to happen.
Yeah,
not gonna happen.
I know it's not going to happen. But I'm saying the opportunity, because I think the obligation would be on the country to feed this best team. But if that's the case,
I thought you meant that he did, because my argument would be against the background that he did. I didn't know what I thought you said he did.
No, man, no. That we're saying.
Okay.
The thing about it is this. KC has a very valid point, and I agree with it entirely. Right, but I do. On the other side of it, I do agree that if you need to put your best team on the field, you need to put your best team on the field. In the event that he doesn't want to run, that's fine. It ends the conversation right there.
Leighton, I said Leighton is a bad road. You're going down a wicked road in the bus. You can't tell me.
I think so too.
You cannot tell me.
Yes.
You cannot tell me that you not interested and when you decide to never go a particular way.
Perfect.
You suddenly come now and tell me, say, you ready? And you bring me because you're ready now. No, you're not coming in. I'm sorry.
You said
Look,
the wrong message.
Look, there's a lot of grey area with that. I understand. Look, I'm not disagreeing with what Casey says. Don't get me wrong. I'm not disagreeing with what Casey has said or what even you are saying in terms of setting up a proper precedent. I'm just saying, as a sportsman who wants to win, if I have an opportunity to include my best player, I am putting him on the team. That's a simpler thing. It might not be the right thing to do.
So Dover camp then?
No, that's not what you're saying, Casey. What I'm saying to you, I understand the dynamic of what you're saying, and I agree with it. But I'm just saying the caveat that I'm added to it is that if I have my best player who's available and change his mind and say, okay, I want to run, I'm putting him in there. That's
what you do. You leave the door open for every and anybody to do the same thing.
But not every and anybody has the same credentials, Wayne.
I don't know. I think it's a bad precedent to set. If you come and tell me you're not available and you're going about your business and me go on another road to someone and you suddenly
work with what I have.
You're upsetting my plan. No, I can't do that. I'm going to work with what I have.
All right, Wayne. Can you shed some insight as to what the construct of the preliminary round? I know it's early doors yet. We're a day away. What the construct of the 4x1 might look like for the preliminary round.
Which is why I found out today. I'm not found out. Which is why I was told today that Brian will not change his mind, because when I went in, I said to them, I've overheard a conversation and I walked up and I said, in fact, yesterday I asked Adrian Golson, I said, Adrian, the team has already been selected, and he said, no. And so today I overheard a conversation and I went up again and I say, what's the construct of the team? And they say, they're still trying to coax Brian into getting him to run. And then I asked the question, I said, is it possible that he changes his mind? And they said, no, it's not going to happen. And that was the end of the story. Nobody said who was supposed to run and who was not going to run. I really don't know what the construct is. And believe me, if they were clear on it, I would have gotten it. I'm telling you, I would have gotten it. Because I have people there who would let me know.
When this brings into focus a situation that occurred earlier this year on the heels of the move of 4 Jamaican athletes to Turkey. There was an argument that Brian Lavelle was approached. According to my sources, he was approached along with Ashanti Moore as well. Does this open the door for Brian Lavelle to probably consider a shift to Turkey?
I don't think so.
Okay.
And to begin with, I didn't hear about Ashanti. As a matter of fact, I just messaged her a while ago to wish her the best, and she responded. I was kind of shocked that she responded because she probably put in a particular zone. But I'm happy she responded. But I don't know. I don't know. Brian really wants to leave Jamaica. I don't really think he wants to leave Jamaica. He was approached. He didn't make an approach. He was approached, and he flatly said no. I know another 400-meter runner, female, who was approached, and she said not right now. He closed the door. He said no. He said flatly no. So I don't know that he wants to go, and I don't know if any door can be open. I think Brian is in a position right now where running for Jamaica can make him a wealthy man if he continues to put up the performances that we've seen, and he's going to get better. Yeah, he's going to get better. So I don't think he needs to shift allegiance to really, make good money from the sport and from his shoe sponsor, Adidas. So yeah, I doubt it very much. I don't even think he's thinking that way. I think he's prepared to become one of the elites in world sprinting. Which other country in this world has a man at 9'8" sprinter who doesn't have a lane at a world championship? That's ridiculous.
Absolutely. Well, Wayne, let's hear what we're going to do. We're going to shift over to the commentary now in Tokyo. The women's triple jump is about to get on the way, as well as the women's 800-meter heat.
High jump. Lamar Distina failed in her 3 attempts.
There you go.
183.
We talked about that.
Not only she, nobody has registered the mark. The last time I checked, nobody has registered the mark. It's crazy.
No, people are now going on. Yeah, man. People
183.
Well, I'm looking. 183. Yeah, man. People, 188.
Okay, I'm checking now. Yeah, now I'm seeing it. But when I checked a while ago, nobody was. Okay.
But we spoke about distance challenges, and it seems to be persisting as well. So, there's something she's going to have to work on in the off season to turn things around, because you don't go from a 2-meter jumper to 183 and not have significant issues to address.
I was talking to you guys.
Let's just throw it over to the commentary team.
Yeah.
And for the start of the women's 800 meters in Tokyo. over to Wayne in Tokyo, who has with him Lamar Distin, who has bowed out of the high jump with just failing to clear 1 meter 83, well below her usual standards. Wayne, over to you.
Thank you very much, Leighton Levy, and you set that up quite nicely, Lamar. Tell me what happened tonight. Let me start there.
Honestly, I have no idea what happened. To be honest, I went out there with the intention to get the qualifying mark, but it just didn't happen. So we move on from this.
Mm-hmm. You were ready coming in?
I would say not 100%, but I was trying to play catch up. So
you're normally adept when it comes to the major championships. You're really there. It's hard not to understand why. It's hard to understand why you were not on your game tonight.
Honestly, I mean, this season it's been really hard, to be honest. Just going from the collegiate system to the professional level is really hard. There's a lot of changes and stuff. So this season has not been going great for me, and as y'all can see, because the height that I'm jumping and so forth, but I just try to stay focused, try to give it my all each time I step on the track. So.
But they're going to have a nice all season to sit and think about it and plan for next year. I'm sure you're going to be back.
Definitely.
All the best, Lamar.
Thank you.
That's Lamar Distin there. You heard talking about the challenges that she's had this season. And we go back over now to the commentary for Heat 2 of the women's 800 meters. Okay, let's take a quick break from the javelin, where Anderson Peters and Kishon Walcott are second and first respectively in the final. Hopefully they'll hold on for a victory. But let's go over to Wayne, who has with him Adele Tracy.
Thank you very much, Leighton. Adele Tracy, you just ran in the 800 meters. I'm moving you all over the place, am I not? But this time, you're looking good as usual. Yeah, this championship has proved to be a massive challenge for you, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely been challenging. I think I expected to, come into these championships and just, kind of all the challenges that I've had to endure have, just been unexpected almost. So, even though the result on paper is obviously not what I wanted, I feel really proud that I've sort of come through these races and still been able to go through my process in less than ideal circumstances.
What has gone so awfully wrong? Because I spoke with you a couple of nights ago after the 1500 meters, and here am I speaking to you again, possibly as somebody who's not going to go through to the next round. What's gone so horribly wrong for you?
I don't think it's that anything's gone horribly wrong. I've had a lot of obstacles this season. I've endured 2 plantar fascia tears in the space of 6 months after the Olympics last year, coming back from that and rehabbing that out of a boot. And then again, the other one went in January because I was overcompensating, having gone into the Olympics, running on it for 3 months, not knowing what it was. And then coming into these championships, I had an accident at the airport 2 days before my first round in the 1500. So things aren't, ideal with that situation. I kind of am very thankful to the physios and medical team that have been able to get me on the start line again. But I'm going to need to kind of reset and really rest and heal that.
And the off season will be an interesting one for you, I'm sure.
I mean, for me, it's just a case of resetting. I think like any season, no matter the outcome, my body's been through a lot. We're always pushing harder. And particularly when you come back from an injury, it's almost like you're catching up. So I've definitely felt that this season. And I really hope that I can reset and kind of collect myself and get ready for the year next year.
You'll be back, I'm sure. I'm rooting for you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Take care. Yeah.
The very delightful Adele Tracy there. Take a quick break. I'm back with you here on Nationwide.
You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
6:22 a.m.
Decorate like a designer with BH Paints. The temperature brought to you by BH Paints is
28 degrees in Kingston, 26 degrees in Montego Bay.
Why free? Every community, this is the security plan. Yeah, it need all our we. Yo, make your vote. Everybody want a safer country right now. Why free? Every community, this is the security plan. Yeah, it need all our we. Yo, make your vote. Every Jamaican proud to turn it up. Stand up. That one and name CSP. One up. Marcus say education and the key. Stand up. Crime prevention better than cure. Lock the gun there. Open more door. The youth them and the future check them heads as well. Professional help protect the mental health. Squaddy everybody a link and give a strength. Everybody all a government unity strength. For free. Every community, this is the security plan. Yeah, it need all our we. Yo, make your vote. Everybody want a safer country right now.
The Citizen Security Plan is an initiative of the Ministry of National Security in partnership with the European Union. It's an all-of-government effort to create safer streets and build stronger communities. Go to mns.gov.jm to learn how you can play your part.
Now, PrEP makes it so easy. One pill before you link prevent HIV.
PrEP makes it so easy. One pill before you link prevent HIV.
Or do your thing with your queen or your king.
Or I get a little frisky that make you flex risky.
PrEP, are you extra bucketed?
To help you stay HIV negative.
PrEP makes it so easy. One pill before you link prevent HIV. PrEP tablets available at your clinic from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Need reliable security for your business? Dual Protective Security is the perfect choice, providing round-the-clock security solutions and customer support. Our security experts will work with you to create customized solutions that fit your needs and budget. Contact us today and enjoy the peace of mind you deserve with their unbeatable security services. Dual Protective Security. Call 876-676-6987 or 876-415-4564.
paradise like home. This summer, enjoy a romantic all-inclusive escape at Couples Tower Isle, Couples Sans Souci, Couples Negril, or Couples Swept Away from $295 USD per night. Take advantage of this offer today by visiting Couples Resorts at couples.com. Conditions apply.
Stop the sneeze. Grab some DPH.
I'm congested. DPH.
DPH. Mommy, I have a runny nose.
Come and take some DPH.
Getting rid of a cold or allergies is easy. Take DPH in adult or children's formulation and eliminate your sniffling, coughing, sneezing, and itching. DPH. Minimize the symptoms, maximize the relief. Another great product from the Caramed Group.
You're listening to Nationwide's live coverage of the 2025 World Championships in Tokyo, Japan.
Okay, welcome back to Nationwide's coverage of the 2025 World Athletics Championships in Tokyo, Japan. Of course, we are witnessing or listening to the heats of the women's 800 meters with Jamaica's Natalia Gould coming up in the final heat. Of course, we saw Kellyanne Beckford and Adele Tracy, of course, competing earlier, but we're going back over to Wayne, who has Kellyanne Beckford with him.
Thank you very much, Leighton. Yeah, Kellyanne Beckford, your first global senior championship. Unfortunately, you didn't make it out of the round, but how was it?
I think it was a pretty good run. I'm definitely a little disappointed, but I'm grateful to be here.
Mm-hmm. Where did it not go right for you tonight?
I think it was just a matter of just pacing the race correctly. I feel like the last 200 meter, I probably could have went a little faster. I think that was just...
You ran in the rain or just before the rain came?
Before the rain.
Oh, so you missed it?
Yes, thank God.
Which is good. It's a good experience for you, though, because it's your first senior championship, and it's something to build on, yeah?
Yeah. I think my first is pretty good so far. I'm happy to be here. I mean, I qualify on the world ranking, so I'm just happy to be here running. Still a little bit disappointed, but I'm grateful.
Mm-hmm. All right, Kellyanne, go get some rest. I'm sure you'll enjoy the rest of Japan, right?
Thank you. Yeah.
Right.
Thanks.
Keyshawn Walcott, the 2012 Olympic champion, the 2016 Olympic bronze medalist, wins the gold in the men's javelin. Of course, second is Anderson Peters, who is a two-time world champion, 2019 in Doha and 2022 in Eugene. And of course, he won the bronze in Paris last year. Congratulations. One of the significant things about Keyshawn Walcott, is that he changed coaches. Funny enough, the coach that he managed to lure out of retirement was Dr. Klaus Bartonies, a German coach and a biomechanics specialist. Keyshawn brought him up. Well, I don't know if she brought him out of retirement, but certainly he changed coaches to Dr. Bartonies, and it seems to have paid off significantly. When I spoke with him earlier this year, he was in Germany. That's where his coach is, and they were working together in preparation for the World Championships. And clearly that move has reaped rich rewards. So congratulations to Keyshawn Walcott and to Anderson Peters. Now we shift over back to the 800 meters, the final heat that features Jamaica's Natoya Gould-Toppin. in terms of, I mean, normally Natalia Gould at 155.96 as her personal best, on 158.43 I think it is for this season. Looking pretty good considering the injury issues that we spoke about earlier on.
Exactly. Again, based on the injuries she has had this season, to run 159 now, it's pretty good, and it has advanced her to the next round, which was the objective. How far she will go from there is another case, but the fact she's there. So as long as you're in it, you have a chance to
win it,
advance in it.
Of course, the top athletes through are Keely Hopkinson, of course, Audrey Vero, one of the persons I actually picked to be on the podium, and Keely Hopkinson, of course, is also through to the next round. She is the world leader. Mary Mora, who has had an indifferent season so far, has also advanced, running 158.44. And the Guma from Ethiopia, a relatively slow 201.53. You can expect it to go a little bit faster. But Kellyanne Beckford, 202.63 in that heat, did not advance. Of course, Adele Tracy did not advance as well. Vera, as we mentioned, Audrey Vera from Switzerland, 158.43, along with Sajay Herta Klecker of the United States, who 158.43 to advance as well. Natalia Gould's time, 159. Where's the time? I'm not seeing the time. 159 and change to advance to the next round of competition. Good run by Gould, looking strong and looking comfortable. That's the most important thing.
159.66.
So a good performance from Natalia Gould, and we're expecting her to perhaps continue to perform well in the semifinals. She has had her injury challenges this season, but certainly looks like she's back close to being back to her usual self. Of course, on the triple jump, we're looking at Shanika Ricketts and Akeelia Smith out to contend for medal places, but they're up against a tough field with Perez Hernandez from Cuba, Povea, you've talked about Yulimar Rojas, Jasmine Moore, not Jasmine Moore, but certainly the two Cubans and the Venezuelans are going to make life a little bit more challenging for the Jamaicans. They're going to have to jump their season's best.
And Leighton, this is frightening. Hernandez, on her first attempt, jumped 14.85.
There you go. So pressure is on immediately.
Right there.
Yeah. So I don't think any woman has gone over 50 meters this year.
No.
But so 14.96 is her.
And she's the leader, right?
She's the leader.
Right.
So she opened strong, and of course now set the bar high for the rest of the field.
What she has done, she has put pressure on her competitors. Because if you can jump, you're comfortable now. You can go for it now. 14.85 in your first attempt. That is excellent.
Okay. The other person I mentioned, of course, was Tia Lafont, who is the Olympic champion. She's also in competition. So let's go over now to the commentators.
was a good one, I think. I think I got more in the tank for tomorrow, so just...
Yeah, go ahead, just put it to your closer, yeah.
Me,
Go ahead now.
it was a good one. I think got a good execution, and from I realized I was in front, didn't really press it anymore.
Yesterday when I spoke with you, you said you were not sure you were going that fast, and you even tried to stop yourself running that fast. You were aware of what's going on tonight?
Not really. I just run and just qualify.
Yeah. Noah responded, 1951. You just watched the race. Why did you even stick around to watch?
No, I mean, you would want any athlete would want to just look at time master. So it's natural.
Yeah.
To just watch the race. I was just standing right there. So
it wasn't Lance you're watching. You're just watching the race.
I was just watching the race.
So let me ask you now, do you think it's between both of you? A straight fight between the two of you?
Honestly, they can never count out the Olympic champion, let's see, Kenny. A lot of other guys there also. So in all, it's going to be a good feel. I think it will take the best out of me to really get on the podium.
Based on how you're training and how you're feeling at the minute, how fast do you think you can go?
Well, I don't know, honestly. I don't want to limit myself, but fast. I don't know, honestly.
You're going to get a good night's rest tonight.
Hopefully.
And a good breakfast tomorrow.
Definitely.
And you're going to get some sleep in the middle of the day.
Yes, I want to.
And go to the warm-up track and get ready to win a gold medal for Jamaica.
Sure.
How would that sound to you? Oh, all of that just sound. Let me just say.
That sounds well detailed.
Brian, thanks a lot. All the best.
Good talk, Brian Level. Well-grounded young man and clearly well conditioned by Shaniki Osborne. And look, Casey was all excited a while ago when Noah is running 1951. But what I will say is this. Brian Level, 19.78, well within himself. Noah Lyles obviously is triggered that he felt that he had to send a message. As the reigning world champion, he comes out and he runs 1951. That tells me something, Coach Carr, that he might be feeling like this young man is out for his crown and he's coming to send a message that, hey, I'm still here. Nobody doubts Lyle's ability. 1931 is his personal best. But if you're forced to respond in a semi, it tells you that maybe the young man is in his head.
Is in his head. I agree with that. And don't care what happened. He's a typical American. Wants to dominate at all times. And sending that message to say, hey, I see you, but I am here.
Yeah.
And Lovell said, I still have something in the tank. Yeah. And we all saw that.
Yeah.
So, yes, 1951 is 1951 with due respect, but we shall see.
Let's go to semi-final one of the women's 200 meters that features Jamaica's Shericka Jackson. Wayne Walker has Christopher Taylor.
Thank you very much, Leighton. Yes, Christopher Taylor, you can't ask much more of an athlete who runs his personal best twice at a world championship. Yes, it wasn't good enough to take you into the final. How are you feeling at the end of your journey in this 200 meters here?
I'm pretty pleased with my journey in this championship. I could what I did, and I did what I could, and I came out with another personal best in both rounds. My semi-final was executed like I wanted it to execute, but I got a personal best, so I'm grateful for that, and I move on to next season.
Mm-hmm. You had a decision to make this year between the 4 and the 2. You decided to go with the 2. Is it now more encouragement having run your personal best twice in 2 days that this is the events to stick with, or you might still consider the 4?
I would definitely still consider the 4. Either way, I will still do both event for sure. The 2 and the 4. The faster 200 I run is the better my 400 will be. I open with a fast season best in the 4, and I also did in the 2. So my decision this year to do the 2 is my personal issue, my health issue, and I put that first in front of what everyone else think. And I came out here. I made the Team World Championship for the 200. I made it thus far to the semi-final of the 200, and I ran 2 personal bests at the championship. I am grateful for that, and I move on.
Yeah, quickly before I run off, Noah Lyles spoke with you after the first round. The second round, I saw Kenny Benerick. What did both of them say to you?
Well, as you know, I've been around for a while, so they're new with me. So most of them, Van Niekerk, everyone, Kirani James, most of them are just happy to see me back competing on the circuit. So they're just giving encouraging words and say welcome back, and next season will be better for me, and I shouldn't worry about my performance this season and stuff like that, and I move on from there.
Thanks, Chris. All the best.
Thank you.
Give up every illegal gun. Call the police at 119 or Crime Stop at 311. The time by the Ministry of National Security is
7:30 a.m.
For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies, including plugs, switches, panel boards, and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer, and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
the 2025 World Championships in Tokyo, Japan, where Wayne Walker is waiting with Tyrese Taylor.
17-year semi-final. You won't make it into the final with that kind of time. How much did you leave out there tonight, and how much more you probably could have given?
Being honest, like I could have give like a lot more, but I guess the bunks I get from the 200 threw me off my pace, and I just couldn't find the kick. I always have to kick home on, and that's just it, you know. But then I can't complain about the shove because like 800 is a contact sport, so it's just something happened and I didn't get to make it to the final. But I'm still grateful to be here. You know, first World Championship and I made it to the semi, so it's a great feeling. Can't complain.
Mm-hmm. And you shouldn't, because you had a decent season. I mean, when you look at your overall season, that it was a good one.
Yeah, I run indoors, outdoors, Jamaica Trials, Bahamas, and New Year. Yeah, I got a pretty long season. If I'm being completely honest, I'm training over like a year in a couple weeks, and it's been hard, but I'm a fighter, so I got to fight all the way through. And as I said, I can't complain. I'm just grateful that I'm here and just showing my talent, who I am as a person, and know that, you know, Jamaica got good 800 athletes as well.
Great at knockout, your national record holder, national champion, semi-finalist at the World Championship. You deserve to go and have a drink.
Well, you know, I'm grateful, but I'm not pleased with my semi, but I'm grateful. You know, you still gotta have a good times off where you do good. You know, you can't just always think about what didn't go good. So I'm grateful, but I'm not pleased because I know the person I am, and I am a very aware person of who I am. So I just can't complain. I'm grateful.
Don't be hard on yourself. You had a good season. Just disappointed you didn't get to the final, but guess what? Build on it for next year.
Yeah, thank you.
All the best.
Okay, so that's Wayne with Tyrese Taylor, national champion, going out at the semi-final stage of the 800 meters at the World Championships in Tokyo. We go back over to our commentary team in Tokyo, Japan. Jamaica's best.
I was just saying to Novaski and Rasheen, it has been a fantastic last 20 minutes for Jamaica. I'm even not sure who to start with because they're too brilliant. Both of them are brilliant. But since Rasheen has decided to take the back seat, let me talk to Novaski first. Novaski, step forward a little bit for me, please. Listen, you know what you just did a while ago? Yes, you broke the national record, but you're used to that.
Yeah.
What is a Jamaican male doing in a world championship final in the men's 800 meters? Tell me what? What are you doing in the final?
Let me just say to you, since I've been coming down there, everybody been saying a Jamaican male in the 800 meters. Listen, Jamaicans, we're good in anything we do, whatever we do. And it was just time to show the world that Jamaica, we're not just a sprint nation, but we can be dominant in the middle distance event and the distance events too.
Your tactic was brilliant. Your tactic was brilliant. There's never a part in the race that it didn't seem as if you were going to make it.
That's right. I had one goal coming into this race, was going out there to give my 100% best. And I knew I had it in me. I knew those guys just coming in on paper, most of them, they're most likely shaking and nervous. And I wanted to take advantage of that because I knew what I'm capable of and I knew I was going to pull it off.
Can you repeat this in the final or even go better? Because if you do that, you never know.
I'm going to tell you the same thing I told you a few days ago. I'm going to go into this World Championship finals and I'm going to give it my 100% best.
And that's all you can do. Congratulations on the national record. But my goodness, you're in the 800 meters final at the World Championship, a Jamaican male. That's astounding.
And that means I'm one of the best in the world.
Without question.
That's right.
Rasheen, step up. Step up, Rasheen.
Big boy, I have to cool down. Let me make you the interview.
Yes. Rasheen, a grateful and proud nation salute that effort. You did not win a medal, but it felt like you did. What a performance. So I'm not making the qualifying standards at the national championship to just a whisker away from a podium at the world championship. Have you really digested what has happened so far?
Yeah, thank God I finished the race because I was cramping up before the race, but you might have gotten me finish the race, but I didn't want a medal today. But everything happened for a reason, so I have to go back to the drawing board.
I'm happy you're taking that sort of angle in your reaction to it. Nene came in as one of the favorites. You covered him and left him behind. You just needed a bit more effort. I mean, just about 20 or so meters away from the finish line.
Oh no, because the rainfall, so everything kind of changed. The climate kind of changed, so that's what happened. So everything happened for a reason. So I just come back to the 4x4 and do my best.
It was a great effort, but you're also disappointed, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm not as a part of life sport. If people win, people lose, you get me? So I'm happy I come out here and run my best. Or I never get a PB, thank God I finish the race.
What Stephen told you to do?
Today, I'm going to get a lot of costing because I leave the field too early. Normally, I never run my race, but today was a different. So I use my brain to try to cover the field, but it never works.
You're not afraid to take beating from Stephen?
Yeah, he's going to beat me still. I'm used to it. He's my coach, so you get me.
Big boy, thanks so much. It was an outstanding effort from you.
Yeah, we welcome. Big up yourself. Big up Jamaica. All right, then.
Rasheen McDonald, guys.
All right, thanks, Wayne. We go straight now to the final of the women's 400 meters that features Jamaica's Nikisha Price. And many people are expecting fireworks, so let's see what happens in the race. look, I knew that I always believed that the world record was still out of reach, but 47.78 is not that far away. Sidney McLaughlin, as I said before, is an alien. When you look at the situation where Marlene Paulina ran 47.96 for second, that's the third fastest time in history. And Salwa Al Nasser, who ran 48.14 6 years ago to be the third fastest of all time, has now been relegated down the rankings, running 48.19 for third. It is ridiculous. Jamaica's Nikisha Price finished at the back of the pack in 49.96, was it? 97. Still a good performance, but this race was on fire.
Yes.
And it's exactly what we expected in terms of the performances. I mean, the world record I thought was beyond all three ladies, but still, 47.78 is extraordinary.
No surprise. I have the top three, same order. Imagine Sydney could have entered the 4 hurdles. She's at 50 points. Why would I leave something and go somewhere where I don't have any chance? She was very confident. And remember that Sydney, she's well rested. When you look at Paulino and Salwa, they have been competing regularly on the Diamond League circuit. While Sydney, since the USA trial, she has not competed. She came here fresher, and she has the quality. And if you're on a 50.0 in the furlong, that show you have class. So, no surprise there.
Yeah, I mean, you saw Paulina run out of gas, which is rare when you see that happen. She ran out of gas about 30 meters from the line.
In the lane 9, force her to
run fast.
To
run blind.
Right, run blind.
Yeah, but it was still an extraordinary race. This is a race where people will be talking about this for years. In terms of this performance.
What next for Sydney?
And it's no, but what next for Sydney is that she now knows that she's within touching distance of the world record.
True.
So the plan I'm thinking with Bobby Kersey is come back in 2026. Maybe not at a championship, but maybe on the circuit, and go for it, because you don't have to run the rounds. Then you go for it. And if you run after 2 rounds, what was it? 49-1 in the first round, I think it was, and then 48-30 in the semifinals, and 47-78 in the finals. She's in within touching distance. And so the Marita Cox record that has stood since 1983, I think it was, it is within reach now of 3 ladies. But 2 more so, because Paulina is also under 48 seconds. Extraordinary performance.
She's so talented. Maybe next year we see her running the sprint hurdle.
Yeah, well, listen, I've said it. I mean, she's run 12.65 over the sprint hurdles. She's run 11.21 over the 100. She's run 22.02 over 200. She's run 47.78 over 400 and 50.3 over 400 meter hurdles. She is probably the most talented athletes we've seen in our lifetimes. I can't recall I've been watching track and field now for more than 40 years, and I can't recall a more talented athlete. I mean, athletes are great within their respective disciplines. The 100 or the 200 or 2.4 or 1.2.
But her spread is something.
But her spread is abnormal.
Definitely. But can you imagine you running 48 and can't win?
Yep. Well, let's take a quick break and be right back.
The time by Grace Good Move is
8:32 a.m.
Looking for superior quality transportation from an international award-winning provider? Well, look no further. Choose Island Car Rentals, Jamaica's leading car rental company, setting the standard for ground transportation in Jamaica. For over 50 years, Island Car Rentals has been your trusted partner for reliable, top-quality vehicles. But we're more than just a car rental company. Need an airport transfer at any hour? Heading out of town and want to travel in style with a private chauffeur? Need a truck to rent for business or personal use? Or maybe you need a customized shuttle or tour for a large or a small group? Whatever your transportation need, Island Car Rentals has you covered. Call us today at 876-926-8012 or 876-929-5875 or visit www.islandcarrentals.com to book your next trip. Because Island people take better care of you.
Already have a T-Tag for your vehicle? Just top it up and go through. Now you can see funds in your T-Tag account almost immediately after topping up. So if you're already on your journey, you can safely pull off the road and top up using the My T-Tag app or WhatsApp, or ask your passenger to do it for you. And within 5 to 10 minutes, you can enjoy the lower toll rates and other benefits of the T-Tag lane. Even if you forget to top up before you started your trip, top up your T-Tag and continue to go through quicker and cheaper on Transjam highways.
Since 1995, we've been your go-to source for everything related to billiards, amusement machines, and electronics. With locations at 1A Lindsay Terrace, Kingston 10, and the Village Plaza, Big Bridge, Savannah, Lamar, we offer top-quality pool table parts and accessories, cutting-edge gaming machines, and more. We also specialize in assembly, sales, and service of amusement machines. We provide unmatched customer service, expert solutions, and products tailored to your needs. Who are we? We are Eclipse Enterprise. Telephone 876-960-3891.
You're listening to Nationwide's live coverage of the 2025 World Championships in Tokyo, Japan.
Okay, welcome back. Of course, we just witnessed two amazing races. The women's 400 meters lived up to expectations. It's not very often that you see a race, or people have been talking about a race that people have been talking about in anticipation of something spectacular, and that's exactly what we got. Sydney McLaughlin Levrone, 47.78, the second fastest time ever. Marley Paulino, 47.96. Just another incredible time. In fact, the third fastest time ever, because I think Croshoff Ilova's time was 47.99. And Sarah Ad-Nasir, coming close to her personal best of 48.14 run 6 years ago, running 48.19 for third. Jamaica Nikisha Price finishing at the back of the pack. The pace was perhaps just too much for her. 49. All right, so Wayne has Shanika Ricketts.
Right, both of them. All right, thank you so much, ladies. Here again, ladies. What a stunning final! You both participated in. Shanika, you finished 5th, and Akeelia finished 8th. But you all know how tough this event is. I mean, the quality is spread right across the event, and getting into any final like this is always good. But you guys set very high standards for yourself, and I'm sure from that standpoint you're disappointed.
Yes. The aim coming into every major championship is to be on the podium. So naturally, when you're off the podium, it's disappointing. And I felt like I left everything on the field today. And so I'm disappointed with the result, but I felt like I gave everything that I had on the day. And that's all I could have done.
Yeah. Akeelia, if you could just come in a little bit in the shot. You came here a couple of nights ago disappointed with your performance in the long jump. Are you feeling any better? I mean, you didn't get a medal tonight, but are you feeling better than you did the other night?
Again, I'm blessed that I made it to the final, and getting into the final, I made it to the top 8. So I'm super happy. I'm excited. I'm blessed to just have been there and competed. Nonetheless, I still wanted a medal. Yes. So I do feel better, but I know next time I'm going for a medal, and I don't care who's in the way. Yes. I'm coming for a medal.
Even Shanika, right?
She's my friend, but I'm telling her, yeah, she's coming for me too. Yes, because when you're competing to win. Nobody competes to be 8th or 5th or whatever. Every time you step on the track, it's to win.
Yeah. I don't know. It's difficult to follow the event because there's so many things going on at the same time. But do you talk to each other as teammates, national teammates, during the event?
Not usually, before or after, because we allow each other to get into the mental frame that you need to compete, because every competitor is different, so you don't want to be distracting each other and stuff like that. But we do cheer each other on.
Mm-hmm. Akeelia, I just mentioned about the depth of the event and how many quality people are in it. Yourself, Shanika, Yolimar, Hernandez, you name them. Is it getting harder to land on the podium?
It is, but again, the bar keep raising, everybody keep getting better and better. So I wouldn't say it's harder, it's just a little bit more competitive, and it's going to push us to push to our limit. And I think every athlete just have to come out there and give their absolute best and push yourself. And that's the whole aim of the sport, to push yourself to the limit, right?
The season is over. What's your postseason looks like?
Oh my God, I was just telling her that I'm thinking about a beach and an island somewhere. That would be good.
You can't want it better than what's doing island somewhere. There's one island.
I know. I want to be a tourist in Jamaica. I don't want to be a Jamaican in Jamaica. I want to be a tourist in Jamaica.
That's big enough. What does your this look like?
Similar to what Akila said, I will be on the beach somewhere in Jamaica, enjoying myself and just relaxing. Not thinking about training or any of that stuff. Eating some ice cream and just relaxing.
You're eating, are you sure you're going to eat ice cream?
Yes, I will, finally.
Mind, your husband see this, you know.
I hope he doesn't.
Okay. Ladies, well done.
Thank
well
you.
done.
Thank
Good
you.
luck.
Thank you. And thank you, Jamaica, for supporting.
Ricketts and Akeelia Smith, both finalists in the women's triple jump, both falling short of what they probably would have expected, but still they're in the final. They're among the best in the world and continue to be that way. Of course, the men's 400 meter finals was also pretty exciting. Rashid McDonald finishing outside the medals, but a good solid performance nonetheless.
Definitely, and I think he had a good championship. When you look at the times and what he had to do to get into the championship, and getting there, his times kept going down and down. You know, that's awesome, and I hope he moves up another notch because he has the potential to do that. You know, but I heard him saying something that I wouldn't like to be in his shoes, because it sounded like the coach gave him one instruction and he went out and did something else. And he's now worried to go back to the warm-up area to face the coach.
Yeah.
Now, I have a problem. As a coach, and you give an athlete instruction and you go out and you do what you want to do, you're not helping me.
No, you're not helping yourself
and you're
either.
not helping yourself either.
Yeah.
Don't take the blame. Let the coach get the blame, because the coach said you are to do this. Do what the coach asked you to do. You know?
Okay, hold on a second. Wayne has Sarah with him. Let's hear what it felt like to be in that amazing race.
Thank you so much. First of all, let me just post up shot of her medal. Salo, could you just turn the medal around? Let me see what it looks like. What it says. What does it say? Put it right in the shot.
It doesn't have anything yet.
Nothing on it?
Yeah, I think tomorrow.
Tomorrow they'll inscribe something on it. Come a little closer in the shot for me. You've just participated in the greatest 400 meters women's race ever. You had a bird's eye view. What was it like? How did it feel out there?
It felt amazing. Of course, in the race is different than people watching it, but it felt amazing, and I am grateful to God.
Yeah. What was your game plan going in? This was the all the rage. Everybody came here tonight to see this race. Hence, they put the men's final before it. It doesn't happen every day. What was your plan coming in? What was the plan?
My plan was to execute the race perfectly, which, though I got a season best, close to my personal best, but I don't think it reflected the hard work I've put. But I'm so grateful to God to come out here with a medal, because it's tough.
That particular one was tough. And it's going to get tougher still, especially if Sydney decides to stay in. She left her place and come into your guys' place and dominating. If she decides to stay, what are you going to do about it?
It's amazing. It's competition, you know. You win or you lose, and at the end of the day, we're going to keep having fun and doing what we like.
Yeah. So you're known as somebody who take it out. You take it out. You set the pace early. Did the presence of Sydney and Mara Lely change what you normally do in your race?
Not really. I've been running with them for a long time. And like I said, my race plan today didn't really perfect the training that I've put in, but I'm grateful.
Mm-hmm.
I'm grateful. It's a race, you know, and sometimes things happen and you take it and you go back to training and fix it.
Congratulations. There's no way that bronze medal should feel like it should feel like a gold medal. This was just an epic race. 2 people, 47, and you could have gotten into 47 as well.
You know, that's why I'm a bit pissed, because I knew I could do it, but like I said, it's a race. It happens. So.
Are you really looking forward to more races like these?
Yes, of course. Like,
I feel like I have to redeem myself. You know, I feel like I have to do a 47. To be frank with you, because I've been putting in much training. Like I said, you know, I've been training hard to come here, and I'm a bit sad, but I'm good. I got a season best.
It's weird that you're sad after such a stunning performance tonight, but I understand. You said high standards.
Yeah, I wanted a personal best, you know, but it's fine. I'm grateful to God.
There are going to be more days like these.
I hope so.
Thanks, Salwa.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, so that's Wayne with the amazing Salwa Eid Nasir, former Nigerian athlete turned Bahrainian and representing the country with great pride. 48-14, 48-19. Disappointed that she didn't get a personal best. But the way the race unfolded and the way she looked with about 100 meters to go, Casey Graham, it looked like that personal best was in the making.
Yes, I think so. But I think because of Sydney presence, her strategy changed. Because normally she will go very hard and nobody will go with her. Paulina normally come from behind. But with Sydney in the race, I think that confused her. It allowed her, it changed her tactics, and she fell into Sydney. But I'm not surprised. I expect the race to finish like how it finished, 1, 2, 3, because Marlena, although she was in lane 9, she has beaten Salwa 10 of 13 times. So she has beaten off Salwa. The new thing now is that Sydney will make a big difference, and Sydney, you know, she's just a top class athlete.
Yeah, I mean, Sydney is she's in a class of one. The way I picked it, I picked Paulina to win. I had Salwa second, Sydney third, primarily because how I make my decisions, I base my decisions on data, and I've never seen Sydney run enough 400s to suggest that she was going to run 47. Right? That decision, that reality came to me at the semi-final stage when she ran that 48-30, and then said that she was easy in the last 30 meters. But based on going into the championships, we know Sydney had run 48-78, I think it was. But did I see her? I mean, I actually said publicly already that she was closest to her personal best of the top three. But I'll get back to that. But let's go back over to Wayne in Tokyo.
Yes, I've got telephone. You're live on air. Be on your best behavior, madam. Please let me see the silver again.
Oh, right here.
Yeah, last year you had a gold.
I know.
And this year you have a silver.
But, you know, I'm proud of myself. 2 weeks after I got that gold, I had knee surgery. I didn't walk for about 2.5, 3 months. My first meet back, my first time really jumping was 2 weeks before Indoor Worlds this year. It was a rushed preseason, clawing back, coming back. And I got to thank my team, my surgeon, Craig Bennett, my PT, Kalal Flag, and my phenomenal coach and husband, Aaron Gadsden, that really set me up for success. And it's amazing how important your village can be, especially when you're down and you're doubting yourself. And they never let me doubt myself. And then we fought back, and here we are, the first medal ever for a women event in World Championships for Dominica. And anytime I get to do my thing and make the Caribbean look good, it's a joy.
What might Dominica be doing now?
I hope, guys, please take a little drink for me, no? Like, come on, give me a party for me. And also just take care of each other. All I do and everything I do is to make us look good. And I want you guys to continue to do good, because all I do is sing our praises. So make us look good.
Hernandez, do you speak English?
No.
No. Come here. You can't be the triple jump world champion and you don't speak English. Say something. Let Tia take it for you. Let's take it. Yeah, Tia, take her through it. Congratulations.
Gracias, tú me agradecías estar aquí, de que tú me estás entrevistando. No hablo inglés.
All the best to you.
Not speak Spanish. That's what she said.
Okay, so you're not only a medalist, you're also an interpreter.
Yeah.
So what are you going to be doing in the postseason? You're going to have some ice cream. You're going to eat what you couldn't eat?
Maybe a little bit. I probably am. I've been eating pretty much chicken, salad, and fruit since I've been here. I'm definitely going to diversify my nutrition. But I'm actually going to head back to Dominica around the first week of October to do an athletes workshop. I'm teaming up with Pelago Trips to kind of do something special for our young athletes. I'm all about giving back, and that's what I intend to do. So I'll be doing that. I'll celebrate my sister Charisma, I love you, her 40th birthday on that break too. And somewhere in there, find a little vacation time. Pray for me.
That would nice. Thanks to you.
Thank you so much. Love you guys. And thank you to all the Jamaicans that were cheering me on in the crowd today. I felt the presence. I may not be from Jamaica, but one Caribbean, one love, and you guys always show out. Thank you. God bless you.
Take it to you.
Thanks.
Right, so that's Taylor from the Caribbean. Had a good day today. Gold, silver. Gold from, of course, Keyshawn Walcott in the javelin. Silver from Jerry Richards in the 400, and of course Taylor from silver in the women's triple jump. Big day for the Caribbean. Not so much for Jamaica, but good performances nonetheless. We are, she said, as Taylor just said, one Caribbean, and I think we need to come together a little bit more and function as a region that is unified in its purpose. And I think the success of one of us is success for all of us.
True.
So I love that idea. I'm going to have to give her a call when I get off here or maybe tomorrow when she probably settles down a little bit. But it was a good day, gentlemen. Notwithstanding the fact that Jamaica didn't end up in any medals, but I think the performances, here's how I gauge it. Both Shanika and Akila gave their best performances of the championships. 14:56 and 14:31. KC.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you can't argue with that. Rashid McDonald ran a strong series, and just missed out on a medal. They gave it their all, and that's all you can ask.
And the 800.
And of course, Navaski, how could I forget? New national record.
Yeah.
143.72 is 0.02 off Tyrese Taylor's previous national record that he held for approximately 2 weeks? 3 weeks.
About 3 weeks.
So he held it for 3 weeks, and Navaski has taken it back because Navaski has the previous 3 national records, and so taking it back and getting into even bigger, getting into the final of the 800 meters. So progress over perfection, I say sometimes, and this is one of those days. So let's hope that tomorrow Jamaica can add a couple more medals in the 200. It looking good. Let's hope that the athletes are able to deliver tomorrow, because it would be really nice. Here, what I would really like, because of the season that Shericka Jackson has had, coming off of 2023 when she was imperious in the 200 meters. Injury denied her an opportunity in Paris. She comes into the season, she's had the injury struggles, she continued with the injury struggles. 1088 at the national championships, missed out on the podium in the 100-meter finals, but she's looking good for a medal in the 200 meters. That clearly right now it looks like Melissa Jefferson is going to take the triple. And of course, so Shericka Jackson in with a chance of 21.99 makes her the fastest going into the final, and she looks like she has more in the tank. So a podium position looks possible. Brian Lavelle, 19.78, notwithstanding Noel is 19.51. Looks like he's good for a medal based on the semifinals today. And so looking for that opportunity for both athletes to add to Jamaica's medal tally.
Tomorrow.
And of course, Jordan Scott is tomorrow as well. So possible 3 medals tomorrow. But based on what we've seen today, it looks like there are medal possibilities in the 200 meters. Are you gentlemen on the same page as I am?
Yeah, for the first time, I'm on the same page with you. I am pretty, based on what I saw with Shericka. She's a defending champion, and if you realize, she has been improving step by step. And when you look on the field, except Jefferson, there's nobody to frighten her. So I think she'll be in the medal. Brian Level, he ran. I think.
Oh, by the way, before I go on, are you not convinced?
No, I wasn't worried about him being among the medal. I don't. In winning, I don't think he can beat Lyles.
No, I'm not saying. I'm saying on the podium.
But now, based on what I saw, the way he dismissed Teboga, and when I saw Bednarek, I don't think any of those two can beat him. So I think you'll get the silver medal tomorrow.
All right, Coach Carr.
Well, I think we have to kill the fatted cow and have a feast because our friend is home. You know, but you see, Casey, as he's what cautious,
cautiously optimistic,
right? You know,
and nothing's wrong with that.
No, nothing is wrong.
Nothing at all.
But welcome home.
And you called the 400 meter right, so congratulations for that.
Yes, yes. But again, a wonderful day again for us. We probably did not get on the podium, but I think we had some good performances, getting national records and stuff like that. So hopefully tomorrow we will be celebrating a podium position somewhere along the line.
All right, cool. So, of course, congratulations to Keyshawn Walcott, to Jerry Richards, and to Thea Lafon today for the Caribbean winning medals at these championships. We've come to the end of today's proceedings. So on behalf of Casey Graham, who is on the same page with me finally, and Michael Carr, as well as Jeremy King and Little Bucky, this is Nathan Levy saying have a great day, enjoy the rest of the day, and we'll see you tomorrow morning here as we take coverage from the 2025 World Championships in Tokyo, Japan. Goodbye.
You've just heard Nationwide's live coverage of the 2025 World Championships in Tokyo, Japan.